Okay, here we go. Welcome, everybody. And especially you repeat offenders who don't get to bet on the horse race. Anyway, welcome. Who's with us for the first time? Can do a hands up or yeah, and people will keep coming in. Wonderful. So I don't know if you got hi Wendy, the invisible Wendy. If you guys got the request, the survey request, if you have a few minutes and are willing to take the time to fill it in, it's so helpful to us because we're really trying to get a sense of who is here and who you are, how long you've been here, and how best I can and we can with this wonderful volunteer corps that came out of the masterclass I gave last year. And we're really rekindling the flame, and we want to do it in a way that's meaningful for everybody. And I promise one of the things that I'll be doing is teaching a lot more in the year to come. And we're really excited because we'll be doing an initiation. We're doing two initiations next year. We're doing one in America and one in Italy. So we are back in business, and part of being back in business is, as was always the intention of the temple, to be a place for community, to be a place for people to gather around the values that we share. A very big tent that understands that the divine comes to each of us in the way that is most meaningful. And so you can be an animist or a polytheist, you can be a pantheist, you can be a Hellenic. It doesn't matter. We don't subscribe to a particular pantheon. We subscribe to the mystery and learning how to see it. And our work is about sharing the practices that go back to our ancestors, and some of which are very modern, that we've adapted and that we've magpied, from other working traditions, so that each of us is able to have the experience of discovering the magic inside of ourselves and connecting to the magic of a world that really is sacred, and together as a community learning what that means and helping each other, affirming the experiences that we are each having, which are quite individual and unique, but at the same time express this shared reality of this shared landscape that we are living in and working in and learning from a sacred reality. And that's what our work is devoted to, right? Realizing and learning how to live the magic that comes from a world where spirit and creation are unified and in us. So, so we're a big tent, and we're very glad you're here. We will continue with teaching. I will continue with teaching and training and preparing people for initiation, and then preparing people for clergy on the other side of initiation. And as more and more people are initiated and going through clergy training, they too will be teaching more, which will take a lot of the load off my shoulders, which will be great because I have another book I have to write. And the idea is to grow a community, and you don't have to be devoted to initiation to be here and to benefit. You can take a class, you can come to a solstice, you can participate in my Patreon circles, you can find what is meaningful to you as together we build community. And your responses to those questions in the survey will sort of guide us in understanding who you are and what your needs are, so that we can do our best to address them, because that's what we're here for. We want to build a community that isn't just interested in initiation. That isn't necessary. We know we can't be all things to all people, and we're not interested in that, but we want to provide community for folks who are just like, I just want to go to a Sabbath, 8 times a year, or I want to go to a Sabbath twice a year. And we want you to know that you're welcome. So, and it's a chance for us to get to know you a little better. So today we're doing a little bit of ritual, but it's mostly to create the container, the cauldron of community, by casting a circle in the very simple way that we have found to be very effective, even online. After a couple of years, we have a number of techniques of doing it, and we're going to use just heart to heart, and I'll show you how to do it. And we do it all together, and it's with words, simple words, heart to heart. We cast a circle in the gesture of hands over the heart and opening outward. And then we have 4 wonderful volunteers from the masterclass who are going to call the 4 directions, call the quarters. And I'll do a very old, I found an 11th century invocation of Lu that I was hunting for. I found it, and so I'll read that. And then we're going to play, because Lunessa is a sabbat of fun and games, shenanigan, horse racing, and games of skill and games of chance and games of courtship games. So if you if you see somebody in this little square and you want to get to meet them, you can put it in the chat. You can put it in the chat. And it's a chance to get to know each other. If we have time, we'll maybe do some random breakout rooms, and you can introduce yourselves and share where you're from. We'll see if we have time. We've got a little bit of music, we've got jokes, we've got a really fun quiz that Chris put together. And we have a horse race we have one of the Grand National horse races from Ireland, which is super fun. And don't give it away, those of you who happen to have seen it before, but you are allowed to yell and scream. We're going to unmute you, so you are encouraged to yell and scream. And yes, you may curse if you need to. And then we'll close. And the last thing I'll say is a little bit of meaning of the holiday, aside from how it was celebrated with play and games of chance and skill. The tradition is that, right, it's Lunessa, named for the god Lu, who was a warrior god and said to be a hero that arrived in Ireland from the Tuatha De Danann, who came, in fact, most likely from Crete. So interesting, and the point of origin of the Celtic knotwork, perhaps, and the Black Irish. But he's a sun god, right? He's the force that makes all things grow. But interestingly, he throws this festival. So we're thinking, oh, we're throwing it for him, but in fact, he is throwing it for his stepmother, who was not his stepmother, his foster mother, which was a tradition that was really revered in pre-Christian Ireland. And she's, I'm sure I'm not pronouncing it properly, but it's Tailtiu. And she died after spending a year of clearing a huge plain in order to feed the people, right? And so it's an interesting idea that because it's usually the god who dies and is reborn, but in this very ancient tradition, it's the mother it's the foster mother who dies and then is essentially reborn. And the god who's usually seen as embodied by the grain. And here we have a mother who passes, a foster mother. So he throws these games in her honor, but they're games of rejoicing. And that's because at the heart of the mysteries that we celebrate is the magic of rebirth, always, right? That the grain is reborn, that the animals are reborn, that the Mother Earth herself is reborn in all of the traditions that precede the Abrahamic traditions. The magic of rebirth is one of the greatest blessings, the cycle of life, embodied by creation and by Mother Earth herself. So it's not a Sabbath of grief, it's a Sabbath of celebration. And that's all I got to say about that. So welcome, we're thrilled and delighted that you're here. And like Tailtiu herself, like Lu, like the god of corn and grain, like the god of hoof and horn all that falls shall rise again, all that dies shall be reborn. The temple too has gone through its transmutations and its cycles of rebirth. And we're very grateful to all of you that you're here to celebrate that with us. Okay, so that's it. And let's cast our circle. Hands over your hearts. Big smile, please. Ah, feel it beating. Great big deep breath. That we are blessed with each breath that binds us to the web of creation. That we breathe with the plants that heal us and nourish us and teach us and bless us. And each breath binds us to them and to each other, animating our spirit and inspiring us. And so heart to heart, the altar where spirit and world are one, we reach out to one another, and we say, heart to heart, we cast our circle. Lovely. If you wish to, you can face east or you can remain facing forward. And Ellen is going to call the quarter of east.
Spirit of air, spirit in the east, where the sun comes up in the morning to greet us with a new day. May our minds be clear, may our words be pure, with the blessings of the winged ones and the wind all around. We welcome you into our circle. Hail and welcome.
Hail and welcome. And Jen is doing south.
All right. Ancient element of fire, guardians of the South, the element of joy, transformation, spirit, right action, and energy, whose gift within us is the beat of our hearts, powering our bodies, and the fire in our bellies, turning sustenance into fuel, whose children are the creatures of fang and claw, the lion pacing the savanna and the serpent crossing the desert sands, the cauldron of community, welcoming warmth of the hearth fire, heat of the midday sun, and the volcanic inferno that burns away that which must be cleared in order to be transformed. Thank you for joining us in our circle. Hail and welcome.
Corianne in the west.
We welcome the ancient spirits of West, powers of water, where the sun sets and our ancestors dwell, powers of love and dreaming, compassion and healing. Womb, water, oceans flowing, rain falling, blessings of whale and salmon, otter and dolphin, octopus and starfish, all creatures of thin and those who swim. We invite you to this sacred circle. May your waters... May your waters flow through us, healing, cleansing us, opening our hearts to the universe's greatest magic of love. Hail and welcome.
Thank you, dear. Gesundheit. And Jerry is doing north.
I call the ancient spirits of the north, the powers of earth, where the mystery dwells, the ground beneath us, the rich soil that nourishes and connects us, that from which the seed bursts forth into fruit to feed all her creatures of hope and paw. I invite you to this sacred circle. Hail and welcome.
Beautiful, huh? Aren't they wonderful? Okay, and so this is a traditional reaping blessing in the Gaelic that was found in the Book of the Dun Cow. It was written in 1100, and it was translated by Alexander Carmichael. Ah, I love this. So there's a little bit of indulgence here, but on Tuesday, so we would say on Saturday, at the feast of the rise of the sun, and the back of the ear of the grain to the east, I will go forth with my sickle down. While the fruitful ear is in my grasp, I will raise mine eye upwards. I will turn on my heel quickly. Right way, as travels the sun, from the direction of the east to the west, from the direction of the north with motion slow, to the very core of the direction of the south. I will give thanks to the King of grace for the growing crops of the ground. He will give food to ourselves and to the flocks according as he disposes us. That is that. Okay, Christopher.
We're going to start with a horse race. As we begin, they are going to get a list of about 20 some odd horses. As one comes up, if you see a name that you like, write that name down. That's your horse for the day. You could also tell us how much you'd be willing to bet if we had pounds ready for this. I'm then going to unmute everybody, and we're going to watch the race in its entirety.
And you are encouraged to yell and scream like lunatics. Or Irish people. Drinking Glenlivet.
Can everybody see that well?
Can we make it any bigger? Is it
I'm working on it.
Okay.
See what I can do.
Okay.
I don't know. Is that bigger?
Yeah, a little bit.
All right. That's as big as I can make it.
That's great. Jameson's, not Glenlivet. Sorry, Jameson's.
Okay.
All right.
So here we go.
The top weight is Rushing Wild, ridden by Richard Dunwoody, Sipton Abbey by Steve Smith-Eccles, Cool Ground by Adrian Maguire, and Zeta's Lad by Robbie Supple. Number 5, River Tarquin, Blinkered Runner, Kevin Morgan's Mount. Number 6, Royal Athlete, Mark Pittman. Number 7, The Committee, John Short. Number 8, Laura's Bow, Blinkered, Conor O'Dwyer rides up Mudlark. Number 9, Ebony Jane, Charlie Swan. Number 10, Rust Never Sleeps. That's ridden by Tony Powell, brother of Brendan Powell. Number 11, The Gooser, Sean O'Donovan. 12, Bishop's Hall, Jason Titley. 13, Haki Saki, ridden by Jerry O'Neill. Number 14, Massapeel, Brendan Sheridan. 15 is Ali Moss, ridden by Francis Woods. And number 16, Captain Brandy, ridden by Francis Flood Jr. 16 is Crawford Says, Pat McWilliams. 18, Dagwood, David Evans. 19, Ferromin, Mr. Stan Murphy. Number 20 is for William, Kevin O'Brien. Number 21, Gertis Pride, Karen O'Brien. Number 22, Inch Lady, Trevor Horgan. Number 23, Joe White, ridden by Paul Carberry, son of Tom, of course. Number 24, Kindly King, Jamie McGee. 25 is Tlami Lee, ridden by Terry Mitchell. 26, Unavara Creek, Harry Rogers. And completing the lineup, one of the big outsiders, number 27, Rossi Novi, ridden by Mickey Duffy. Let's check the odds then from JT.
Thank you, Graham. And we have 3 co-favourites: Royal Athlete, Rushing Wild, and Zeta's Lad, all at 6-1. Ebony Jane on 7, and Sipton Abbey a 10-1 chance. Cool Ground and Laura's Bow and For William are all at 12s. River Tarquin 14-1. The Committee on 16s, and they go 20s bar.
They're beginning to sort themselves out now, just waiting for the white flag to be raised. 3 miles, 5 furlongs. The white flag is up, and all in readiness now for the big one of the day, the Jemison Irish Grand National. And they're off and running. Big cheer from the crowd as they make their way up the hill towards the first, and River Tarquin is the leader from Joe White and Ebony Jane. Ferriman is close up with Rushing Wild. Laura's Bow is right there too with Zeta's Lad, and Rust Never Sleeps. And over the first, it's River Tarquin the leader. They've all jumped it safely. Going towards the first ditch, River Tarquin the leader, followed by Joe White in second. Rushing Wild is on the inside. Just behind them, Rust Never Sleeps with Ebony Jane, and Rossi Nove is also close up. And they've all taken that one safely. Ali Moss is the back marker at this stage as they continue up the hill towards the third, and Rushing Wild has moved up on the inside to join River Tarquin in the lead, and they're followed in third place on the inside by Ebony Jane. Joe White is prominent, Massapeel and Royal Athlete are also close up. and Bishop's Hole on the inside, not far behind them. Unavara Creek gets a few reminders, throws the back as they reach the top of the hill and turn towards fence number 4, and it's Rushing Wild, the leader, from River Tarquin in second place. Ebony Jane is in third with Joe White alongside. Just behind these is Captain Brandy, and they're followed by Ferryman, and a bad mistake there towards the back by Kindly King, who's unseated rider there. Kindly King out of the race at the 4th as they go downhill towards fence number 5, and it's Rushing Wild, the leader, from River Tarquin. Joe White, Captain Brandy the outside, wide of him is Sipton Abbey. Just behind these is Ferryman, Rose Nove, and Cool Grounds on the floor there, and Royal Athlete on the floor as well, and also Gertie's Pride. So drama there at that fence with 3 of them out of the race as Rushing Wild leads over the next, followed by Joe White in second place, and behind Joe White
Go Joe Biden! Go Joe Biden!
And they're followed by Captain Brandy and Ebony Jane, and not far behind these is Ferryman with Mass Appeal. Coming down now from Ballyhack, racing towards fence number 7, and Rushing Wild is the leader. Rushing Wild in the lead from Joe White and Captain Brandy, and they're followed in 4th place by Rosie Nove. Sipton Abbey on the outside, Ferryman just behind these with Ebony Jane. They've all jumped that one safely, and Rushing Wild continues to lead. The top weight from Joe White in second. They're followed by Rosie Nove in third. All jockeys on their feet after that pile-up. A few fences back, coming down now towards the next plain fence, and the leader is still Rushing Wild from Joe White, Captain Brandy. Ferryman just behind them with Sipton Abbey and Rosse Nove, and they're followed by Ebony Jane. River Tarquin is dropped back into midfield. Massive Peel is on the inside. Crawford says getting closer. Coming down now towards the next, which will be fence number 9, and Captain Brandy on the outside of Joe White and Rushing Wild.
Go Joe! Go Joe!
Right with them. Just behind them is Ferryman. Then comes Ebony Jane and Sipton Abbey. River Tarquin is next as they jump the 9th and make the turn towards the straight for the first time. And the leaders, as they make the bend, Rushing Wild from Joe White, Rosie Nove the grey, then Ferryman. Behind Ferryman is Captain Brandy. Not far behind these on the inside is Ebony Jane with River Tarquin and Mass Appeal as they come towards fence number 10. And it's Rushing Wild and Joe White together, followed in 3rd place by Rosie Nove. Then comes Ebony Jane on the inside. River Tarquin is next, and they're being followed on the outside by Ferryman. Then Captain Brandy has lost a few places. Coming down to the fence number 11, the next time round. Rushing Wild jumps it in front. Joe White is in second. In 3rd place is Ebony Jane. Behind Ebony Jane comes Ferryman, and then comes Rosie Nove, Captain Brandy and Mass Appeal. River Tarquin and Dagwood.
Joe Biden's still in the race! Still in the race!
Then Laura's Bow, Sipton Abbey is dropped back, then Crawford says. And as they pass the winning post, the Whiteless horse is causing problems for the leaders with Rushing Wild and Joe White. And just behind them is Ferryman as they come down now towards fence number 12. And the loose horse is causing big problems here as Ferryman jumps up to dispute the lead, and Rosie Nove has gone there. Rosie Nove has unseated its rider as they go around the turn past the stands, and Rushing Wild is the leader from Joe White in second, and third is Ebony Jane. Then comes Dagwood, then River Tarquin, then Mass Appeal. Behind Mass Appeal is Sipton Abbey with Zeta's Lad, and then comes Laura's Bow and Hacky Sacky in the committee, and then the Gooser, and then comes Inch Lady as they go to the first of the uphill fences, number 13, and Rushing Wild is the leader, followed in second place by Joe White. Then comes Ebony Jane. Then behind these in 4th is River Tarquin, and then comes Dagwood, then Mass Appeal and Zeta's Lad and Hacky Sacky, and then Sipton Abbey as Rushing Wild jumps it well in the lead. Over that ditch, they've all taken it safely. Unavara Creek brings up the rear. They're racing now up to the top of the course on the 15th fence, and Rushing Wild is the leader, followed in second place by Ebony Jane. Joe White is in third, and Zeta's Lad has made ground behind them. Dagwood is going well on the outside, but over this one it's Rushing Wild the leader as they jump it and go to the turn now, right-handed at the top of the hill, and Rushing Wild from Joe White in second. Ebony Jane is third. Dagwood running a big race is fourth. Just behind these River Tarquin with Zeta's Lad. 8 fences to jump now in the National, and Rushing Wild is out of the race. Rushing Wild is being pulled up as they go over the fence at the top of the hill. Joe White is the leader, Dagwood is second, Zeta's Lad is third, Ebony Jane 4, River Tarquin is 5. Behind River Tarquin comes Mass Appeal, and they're being followed down the hill by Crawford Says and Laura's Bow, and then Ali Moss and Inch Lady. Behind these is Hacky Sacky as they come to this one. Joe White the leader. A bad mistake there by River Tarquin, but up front it's Joe White the leader from Dagwood, Ebony Jane, and Zeta's Lad getting there on the outside. Over the next, Joe White in the lead. Zeta's Lad has jumped up into second place. Mistake there by Hacky Sacky towards the back. But as they swing around the far turn, they've 5 fences left to jump. And it's Joe White and young Paul Carberry making it in the national. Followed in second by Ebony Jane. Zeta's Lad is third. Ali Moss has gone fourth. Dagwood 5, Massapeel 6, Crawford Says is 7. Then comes River Tarquin and Inch Lady. And then for William beginning to make ground. Then the committee and then Bishop's Hall at this one now. And it's 5 from home. Joe White the leader. Over from Zeta's Lad in second. Behind Zeta's Lad is Ebony Jane. After Ebony Jane, Ali Moss. Then comes Massapeel. And behind Massapeel comes Inch Lady. Racing now with 4 fences to jump. Joe White the leader. Zeta's Lad going well in second. Ebony Jane on the inside. Then comes Ali Moss. Russ Never Sleeps making ground on the outside of Dagwood. Massapeel and Inch Lady, and for William creeping closer. 4 from home now, and it's Joe White the leader from Zeta's Lad and Ebony Jane, and then comes Ali Moss, and then Massapeel and Inch Lady in a gap to Russ Never Sleeps, and then the committee. They've 3 left to jump in the Jemison Irish National, and it's Joe White the leader from Ebony Jane and Zeta's Lad. 2 lengths back to Ali Moss, then comes Inch Lady at the third last. Joe White and Ebony Jane, Zeta's Lad on the outside. They're racing now towards the home turn, and it's Ebony Jane the leader now. Ebony Jane and Charlie Swan from Zeta's Lad in second. In third place comes Joe White. Behind Joe White is Ali Moss, then Russ Never Sleeps against him. Appeal and Crawford Says for William and the committee are next, but as they come to the second last, it's Ebony Jane, ears pricked, jumps in front from Zeta's Lad, a gap to Ali Moss, and Russ Never Sleeps as they race towards the final fence. It's Ebony Jane the leader, being chased in second place by Zeta's Lad, a gap back to Russ Never Sleeps in third, and Ali Moss 4. But Ebony Jane rises to the last in the Irish National, 3 lengths clear of Zeta's Lad, a gap to Russ Never Sleeps in fourth place. Here's Ali Moss, and they're clear as they race into the closing stages. Charlie Swan getting a tremendous reception from the crowd on Ebony Jane as Russ Never Sleeps bears down on him with a determined challenge, but Ebony Jane's in front. Russ Never Sleeps is fine as they go to the line. Ebony Jane is going to hold on by about a length. Second is Russ Never Sleeps, 3 Zeta's Lad, 4 Ali Moss, 5 for William, 6 is Crawford Says, 7 is Joe White, and they're clear of Massapeel. Then comes the committee, and it's a long way back to the stragglers. Unavara Creek, followed home by Dagwood. Behind Dagwood was Laura's Bow, and after Laura's Bow, Bishop's Hall looks like being the last to finish, although we look back and we see that River Tarquin is in fact completely tailed off. Hacky Sacky and the Cruiser were pulled up, so was Sipton Abbey, but it's gone to Ebony Jane. Francis Flood has won his second Irish National 23 years after his first, and the Irish champion Charlie Swan wins the big one for the first.
Oh, Joe Biden and Ebony Jane. Okay, who picked Ebony Jane? Did anybody have her as your horse? As your horse?
I did.
6.
Marcy.
Yeah.
Good girl.
The odds were 6 to 1. So whatever you bet, you gained some pretty good return there. Nice job. Congratulations.
Tip of the hat.
I just like the name. I don't know anything about racing.
John chose Ebony Jane. Nice.
Well done. Those horses are different than American horses because they have to jump steeples, so they're bigger and they have, stronger chests and stronger legs, and they really ought to bring them over here. Yes. Okay.
So everybody take a brief moment. We're going to go from yelling at horses to yelling out answers to the screen for a few moments. Welcome to our Lughnassadh PowerPoint presentation. Presented by Jameson's.
You all need to be further along in the drinking game.
Well, I think part of this could be a drinking game, is if you don't know the answer to the question, you have to drink. Since I made it, I'll be okay. But the first thing I'm going to do is show you a picture of a god. And the question is, who is this? If you know, please go ahead and shout it out.
Who that is.
Who is this? Well, Phyllis, you can't answer that.
You're right.
Shiva?
It is not Shiva.
No, it's not. Who?
Is it Lu?
Yeah, Lou.
This is Lu.
Okay.
Member of the Tuatha De Danann, which is the folk of the goddess, supernatural race in Irish mythology. Lu is a warrior, a king, and a craftsman. His son, Chuchulainn, is also seen as an incarnation of Lu. So if you've heard anything about Chuchulainn, that's his boy.
It does look a little bit like Shiva, though.
Sure, ma'am. Our next question. Why did the witch give up fortune telling? She didn't see any future in it.
Oh.
Nice.
Now, who is this?
Asclepius.
Hermes.
Caesar.
He is Greek. Good God. Good job. Who is this? This is Hermes.
Yeah.
Good
Member of
job.
the Olympic pantheon in Greek mythology. Hermes is the god of many things: boundaries, roads, merchants, thieves, athletes, shepherds, language, messages, speed, and wit. The other interesting thing is that he is connected mythologically. People look upon him and Lu as being among the same branch.
Look at the giveaway is the Asclepius.
The Asclepius, which is
Right.
was somebody's guess.
Mhm.
Next question. What is a witch's favorite subject in school? Spell it. Who is this?
Diana.
Freya?
Two very good guesses.
It's a dog, right? It's a dog.
This is Scotty.
Norse goddess. Cool.
Yes, the shining bride of the gods.
Whoa.
She is the Old Norse god of hunting, skiing, mountains, and winter. I love the fact that
you have a
skiing.
goddess of skiing when you're roaring down the hill.
Yes, so the next time you guys are going skiing, you should pray to Scotty.
When you're
Pray to Scotty.
When you hit the tree, you'll know.
No.
Cora works a lot with Scotty. Cora works a lot with Scotty.
Yes, Cora is the reason this is here. Let's see, and somebody asked if we can get a copy of this. Of course you can, when we're done. Why do witches stay in 5-star hotels?
5 elements?
The broom service. And I have here the 3 witches from Terry Pratchett. This one right here, Phyllis, is Granny Weatheraxe.
Okay, can we make that bigger?
No, but I can show it to you later.
Okay, show me. It has been said that, especially when I wear my glasses, that is who I resemble.
Anyone who's read the books would go, yeah, I can see that. Okay. Now, who is this?
The Libyan Sibyl.
Yeah. Gold star for Jen.
It is the Libyan Sibyl. This is the prophetic priestess presiding over the oracle of Zeus. Now, there are many Sibyls in the ancient world, but the Libyan Sibyl foretold the coming of the day when that which is hidden shall be revealed.
May I make one correction? In fact, she's really not the presiding oracle of Zeus, because what happened was that all of these oracular sites were dedicated to goddesses. And then subsequently with patriarchal paganism, they become rededicated, like Delphi was devoted to Gaia, then becomes Apollos. And the Libyan Sibyl was most likely the priestess of Isis. Because Libya was part of Egypt.
So we're going to go and we're going to rewrite this for Wikipedia so that they have the truth.
There we go.
Good plan.
Okay. Now, why did the witch need to see a doctor?
The wart on her nose?
She was having dizzy spells.
I like that one.
And one of the things I would like to bring up, I'm going to keep this up for a little bit. We have some upcoming events for the Temple of Ara. The autumn equinox ritual will be on Friday, September 20th at 12 p.m. That's noon. All of these are Eastern time since the temple's main base is in New York. So please check your local times to make sure. We're going to do a pre-election gathering or post-Samhain gathering on Saturday, November 2nd. That is at 4 p.m. on Eastern time and Saturday. And then big one, winter solstice ritual, Friday, December 20th. We're hoping that time to begin to kick off our membership drive. So with that, I'm going to stop the share. Okay. Now we have other questions. I'm going to launch this first one. You may answer this question by typing in the answer on the poll. What is a Book of Shadows? Is it a collection of recipes to be made in the dark? A collection of spells, recipes, thoughts, and experiences that relate to your spiritual growth? A collection of instructions regarding the proper way to lighten a dark space? Or a romantic fantasy series written by Sarah J. Maas? Waiting for a few more answers. I'm going to end and then share the results. There you go. It is indeed a collection of spells, recipes, thoughts, and experiences that relate to your spiritual growth. Next question. Who is Margaret Murray? Is she an let me try this again, an Anglo-Indian archaeologist, anthropologist, and historian? The Prime Minister of England from 1979 to 1990? The Canadian author of The Handmaid's Tale? Or the Queen of Scotland from 1503 to 1513?
Oh, why? Oh, hold on.
Waiting for a couple more answers. Okay, I'm going to end and share the results. There you go. It is indeed an Anglo-Indian archaeologist, anthropologist, and historian. So far, everyone's getting all of these right. Third question. What is the Malleus Maleficarum? Is it a progressive rock band from Germany? The first known Book of Shadows? An economic theory that states that malls are the downfall of economic prosperity? Or a manual suggesting torture techniques to elicit confessions from suspected witches? We're waiting for a few more answers, but it looks like everyone's still getting them right. Going to share the results. It is a manual suggesting torture techniques to elicit confessions from suspected witches. Question number 4. What is Detmer versus Landon, 1986? Was this a court case that justified Wicca as a religion in the United States? Was this the first heavyweight championship broadcast live on television? Was this the court case that decided the Battle of the Networks? Or the last chess match between the Soviet Union and the United States? Wait for a couple more answers. Okay. And sharing the results. It is a court case that justified Wicca as a religion in the United States. It was brought by an inmate who wished to participate in religious ceremonies for his religion, which was Wicca. And the facility that he was in said, that's not a religion. So it went to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court said, yes, it is. He can do that. Question number 5. What is a spirit animal? Is it an animal that you see after drinking too much alcohol? Is it an animal likely to see ghosts? Is it an animal meant to guide you to your favorite alcohol? Or is it an animal that is a teacher and guide in the realms of spirit?
To the alcohol.
All the above.
All right. We have 20 people answering, so I'm going to end this and show the results. It is indeed an animal that is a teacher and guide in the realms of spirit. Question number 6. What is the wheel of the year? Is it the first monster truck rally of a given year? The calendar of sacred holidays for neo-pagans corresponding with the solar cycle of seasons? The calendar of different sports seasons throughout the year? Or the last weigh-in of the year for Weight Watchers? It is indeed the calendar of sacred holidays for neo-pagans corresponding with the solar cycles of the year. Question number 7. What are Sabbats? Is it a sitcom about a family of witches broadcast in the 1970s? Is it a heavy metal rock band? Is it the holidays that are celebrated as part of the Wheel of the Year? Or is the family at the center of a series of Western novels written by Louis L'Amour? We do have some people who aren't sure. It is the holidays that are celebrated as part of the Wheel of the Year, though it should be a sitcom.
Yeah.
So just think you need to write that pitch for the network.
I'll think about it. I already have a day job, so. What is Lughnassadh? It is the beginning of the harvest season, an honoring of myths and stories of the god Lu, a time of offering of fruits, of first fruits, games, dancing, and rejoicing, or is it all of the above? Waiting for a couple more answers. It is indeed all of the above. You guys are doing really well.
Smart group.
Yeah, I'm very impressed. Okay. Question number 9. What does Ara mean in the Temple of Ara? Does it mean not yours? The altar within our hearts? Is it the name of the temple's founder, or does it mean visions? Guys are doing really well on this one too. Couple more answers. It is the altar within our hearts. Question number 10. What is Wicca? Is it the reconstruction of the Euro-Indigenous spiritual traditions? The ability of a shirt to dry quickly? English slang for something incredible or awe-inspiring? Or the process of creating a candle with a solid wick? People answer that one pretty quickly. It is indeed the reconstruction of the Euro-Indigenous spiritual traditions. Question number 11. What might be considered one of the central wisdoms of Wicca? That attachments cause suffering, but through meditation and spiritual practices, you can move beyond suffering. Or there is one common reality with no separation between spirit and nature, divinity and humanity, humanity and nature. Or fear leads to anger, anger leads to hate, hate leads to the dark side. Or there is a continuing cycle of entanglement and passions and the resulting birth, life, and redeath.
And rebirth.
And rebirth. We do have some splits here. The actual answer is there is one common reality with no separation between spirit and nature, divinity and humanity, humanity and nature. I think we know someone who wrote this definition, and they may be in this room. And the last question I'm trying to get to, there. What is not a common practice among learned witches? Celebrating the Sabbats in ritual and community. Casting spells to aid in the healing and prosperity. It's not showing up, is it?
Not up there, Chris. No.
Okay. Let's try this again. There we go.
Ah, yes.
Celebrating the Sabbats in ritual and community. Casting spells to aid in the healing and prosperity of humankind. Banishing evil on the night of the full moon, or laughing together within sacred space. For those of you in the know, you will know that this question was designed specifically for Elder Priestess Phyllis Curott. If you want to have a fun conversation, ask her about banishing the evil on the night of the full moon. And that's it. Those are our 12 questions for Lughnassadh.
Well done. Just you're gonna hate this, Christopher, but I have to make one minor correction.
Uh-oh.
Wait, I am shocked and surprised.
But only one, which is good. And it happens to be about Detmer v. Landon because it wasn't the Supreme Court. It was a decision by the Court of Appeals in the 4th District, which is Virginia. And it was this kind of this weird decision that basically said the prisoner couldn't have the ritual tools that he wanted, but indeed Wicca was a religion. So good. But he was asking for knives, silly.
Oh, yeah. If Felix that did not go to the Supreme Court, then they just let it stay at the Court of Appeals.
Yep. But the lower court and the Court of Appeals ruled Wicca is a religion. So, 1986. I mean, we were already well on our way and incorporating and doing all sorts of stuff, but that was like very important, big decision, very helpful. Okay, no Supreme Court these days.
No, geez.
Oh.
Go there.
These days, we'd be up, without a paddle.
This might be a good time then for me to take everyone's attention to the shop at phylliscurott.com.
Christopher, you are good. You are good.
All right, so I'm going to share this, and then I'm going to show you some new offerings that we have at our shop.
This is our fundraiser.
Here we go.
That
It's the Witches for Kamala t-shirts.
Nice.
Yep. Oh, they look great.
Oh my God, these look fantastic.
So good. So good.
Can you do a close-up so people can see the graphic?
No. I can.
It's pretty good.
This is. I mean, I'm going to show them other graphics. We have mugs that are available.
Oh my, so good.
There is buttons and bumper stickers.
Bumper sticker.
And little Goddess Bless America sticker. And then the Witches for Kamala natural eco tote bag.
Perfect. Very important. Yep. And we expect to have the Goddess Bless America
t-shirts up sometime within the next week or so.
It'll be up soon.
Yes.
So we're donating the proceeds from the profits because they're expenses, but the profits that we make, there we go. On the Kamala stuff, we're going to donate to her campaign.
Awesome.
Yeah.
It also comes in different colors.
I love you, Christopher. And different sizes.
Different sizes.
And Chris bought our first one.
Yes.
Oh, good job.
I was told that it worked, and we're like, I must buy them.
Oh, $24.99. I thought we were doing them for $18.99.
So did I. I'm not sure why that says $24.99. We'll have to go check that out because it says from. Oh, I can't tell you why.
Oh, because you guys are so big.
I chose so huge.
Oh, Chris.
You see, if I went large, it would still be $18.99. But because I went
really big.
5XL, the price can go up. And I checked a different color.
Athletic Heather.
Same.
Oh, okay. Oh, got it.
So if I get this in Athletic Heather with a 5XL, it does go up a little bit.
Show us the buttons again. How much are we charging for the buttons? So there we go. Look at the buttons. The buttons are really cool. They're all right.
There's a series of 5 buttons, 2 for Witches Kamala, 1 is Goddess Bless America, 1 is Cast Spells, Cast Votes, and 1 is The World Needs Her Witches.
So thank you, Corianne, contributed to a lot of these designs, and then Heather took over the Kamala button. And I was like, we want an arm with a fist holding a broom. Vote for Kamala. But
There
apparently
we are.
I have to go online and I have to make a public statement about why we are supporting her, because
There are some people who are not pleased
yes. Well, it's not complicated. Her or the fascist. It really comes down to her, imperfect democracy versus none, which will be the essence of the statement. Do not let the perfect be the
There are two sizes.
downfall of the democratic future of America. There we go. Love it. I love the button set. Cool.
I liked
the cup.
The cup. And it comes in both the 11-ounce size or the I need my coffee in the morning size. It's very, very important.
They're great.
And that is our shop.
So exciting.
They also have these were not up last night, but they are up today. Which means I'm gonna have to place another order.
Oh.
But it's all set. So if you go to phylliscurate.com and click on shop, it'll take you right here. We would be putting these up through the Temple of Ara website as well, but the Temple of Ara website is not currently ready to handle commerce.
But
it will be. And when it is, you'll find these there. But that's where we are.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So happy about that. Excellent. Terrific. We hope it goes viral, right? It would be the best thing in the whole world. I would just love. The other thing I really, really, really would love to do, but I don't know that we have time to organize it, is, the Zoom, the identity Zooms that are being done for her. I can't tell you how much I would love to do a witches Zoom, for Kamala. I don't know if that would help her. It might not. It might not be the kind of publicity she needs right now, but it would be fun to do it. It'd be just great fun to do it. Thank you, Chris, for remembering.
We could do a Zoom call in a broom closet. That
would be funny. Everybody in their
Everybody get into a broom closet. We'll do a Zoom there.
I love that. Okay, we've got a lot of increase, especially from folks that did the poll already about teaching. I am teaching a little workshop, which is a guided visualization accompanied by shamanic journeying for the Theosophical Society, with whom I try to do something at least once a year. So we'll send out a notice to the list, so you'll see it. It's next week, though, right? It's a week from today. So we'll get that. No, is it? Oh my God, it is. Oh, okay, it's all fine. It's all good. Okay.
Here it is. Healing with spirits and land of crisis. We can view that.
Yeah. So we're going to journey with a guided visualization, because I know some people have difficulty journeying. So it's a combination, which I have found to be pretty potent. So you have the guided visualization, so you're talked through it, along with the drumming. To meet the spirit of Mother Earth or the spirit of the land, if that is different and chooses to appear to you, to ask for healing and to ask for guidance, to ask for blessing, to ask for what we need now, because I think a lot less stress than when I proposed this to the Theosophical Society. I feel more optimistic. I feel more hopeful. I think the energies have shifted to a more hopeful and a more positive, determined. Everybody's engaged and working, and we all know that action and activism is the best cure for anxiety. But it never hurts to have the blessing and the grounding and the healing and the wisdom, the balancing that's afforded to us by reconnecting to the ground upon which we walk, that nourishes not just body, but also soul and spirit. So before she made the decision she was running, it seemed to me that we were desperately in need of that nourishment and that guidance and that grounding. But I think it continues to be so. And who knows what advice will be given that could, be just the thing that makes the difference in our own lives. And you never know. So, okay, so for that. So, Chris, no more quiz, no more jokes. That's it. What? I should have sent you the image of the little kids around the very elaborate pentacle with the return prayer to schools.
Yeah.
They're all
Yeah,
wearing
something,
religious
they all
hats.
were wearing their hats. It said something like, I don't think this is exactly what they had in mind. It's like, you're right. Really good one.
Gotta bring that lawsuit. Probably won't be witches, but so
Yeah.
we have a little music.
We can do some music now. Yes, my lady.
Let's do some music. Bring us
Okay.
Well, do you all want to, do you want to like a 10-minute breakout group? I mean, we've hit the hour. We can stay till 5:15 if you want. Do you want to do breakout rooms? It's sort of random and you get thrown together and you can see
I
who's
just
here.
closed the workout room. So like I'll have give me a second, I'll reset them. Okay.
Yeah, just to hear kind of who's on and maybe people we haven't met and
Ideas.
yeah.
Get to know each other a little.
All right. I
Okay, so
believe
Chris will set it up. It's completely random. And just introduce yourself and where you are.
I've got the room set up for 3 people. Well, we've got some folks leaving, so
Okay. You don't have to participate if you don't want
I'm gonna
to.
recreate it. 3 people per room.
And how you found your way to the temple. And whatever else you want to share. Like which horse you bet on.
Okay, I'm trying to get something set up. Forgive me. This is taking a little bit longer because people are leaving. Makes it difficult.
No. You can go into a waiting room if you don't want to do. We've got to jump at Hope to Cut. Good.
Okay. All right. I think I got it. I'm hoping I've got it. If there's a problem, let me know and I'll move you.
In 10.
Okay. Opening all rooms.
Fine. Where are they all going?
You are currently unassigned, Miss Curat. I can send you to any room you wish.
Okay, I'll stay here. I tend to intimidate people.
Well, I know you intimidate me, but that's, you know, a given.
One more person.
Well, we've got, let's see.
Ah, okay. Bye, dear.
Thank you very much, sir.
See you soon. Bye-bye.
And Mr. Corbin? No, Ms. Corbin, Tracy Corbin. Seems to be gone.
We started, I felt heartbroken, but we get going and I pull into my bag of joy and you got us laughing, Chris. I love the cat with the broom.
Thank you. I liked that one. I thought that made sense.
Wonderful.
I think I was most happy with the dizzying spell.
That's great.
That made me very happy. I was working on that last night.
That was great.
But I got Mayor Brennan ready to go. So whenever you're ready to send folks out, we can do so.
Yeah. How long is it? It's like 3 minutes.
Hold on. It is 4 minutes and a single second. 4:01.
You know what? Should we do it or should we cut it? Come back and just close?
It is entirely up to you, milady. It's from where I am, I've got it set up. If I use it, I use it. If I don't use it, I don't. I'm only worried if you want something I don't have set up.
It's always nice to have a little something, but it's going to take a good 5 minutes to close, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Hi. Oh God. That was nice.
Okay. I'm opening up my little timer here. There. I now have a timer on my thing, which is telling me how much time we've got left.
Do they see that they have, do they have? a
They do not, but I will broadcast to the rooms when there's 5 minutes left. This is what I do. There's 5 minutes left in the breakout session.
We didn't say 3 minutes each. La la la.
No, well, okay, part of it is because of everybody who dropped off, a lot of them only have 2 people in there.
Oh.
We lost, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 people dropped off out of 8 rooms. So we lost 1 person in each of those rooms.
Well, we had 29 people, so 27 less you and I.
We actually were up to 30 at one point. But we you know,
we had a lot of our crew.
Yeah.
But we had a bunch of new people, so that's nice.
Okay. I'm actually going to stop the recording because I don't think we should record us completely.
Oh.
And welcome back from breakout rooms.
Hello, everybody. A woman's stylist is the equivalent of a man's bartender. Anyway, so did you all get to know each other a little? I want it to be a butterfly on the wall of every single breakout room. Good. All right. So I'm very grateful that we had this opportunity to gather. I'm dealing with a lot of tough family health stuff and a tremendous amount of work for the shift class that I'll be doing in the fall, and just like a lot of work, and the 2 of them mashing up at the same time. And I was saying before, honestly, if I didn't have the responsibility, I wouldn't go to Circle. But one of the things I know, and I was laughing and smiling, right, is that you go to Circle and the cares, the day-to-day cares and struggles fall away, and you're present in the cauldron, and you're nourished. You're nourished by the goddess whose cauldron it is. You're nourished by the community who are throwing ham hocks and turnips and wisdom and stuff. And then we all stir it together and you feel better. And, I will carry that now into the next crisis that is in about a half an hour. So I'm very grateful to all of you for coming and adding special magical ingredients to that potion that we make together. I'm very, very grateful that we are all here. I'm grateful for each of you and the magic that each of you are. And I feel nourished. So on that note, I thank Lou. Here, you know what? If you don't mind, I will take a moment and I will read the invocation that we did in our masterclass study group, which seems an appropriate farewell. This was a modern poem in honoring of him. Even in rain, the flames burn bright. On the hill, the barley is dancing. Heart, make your first harvest. Extend your arms like rays of the sun to gather in all whom you love, and all too who feel themselves unloved, the broken, the lost, the abused, shadow dancers all. Gather them in, give them all bread, give them cause for laughter, for love. And so the 4 directions, we will thank them.
Jerry?
We thank the spirit of air, spirit in the east. We thank you for keeping our words pure, for listening to each other, for our laughter, and all the beauty we have shared tonight. We thank you. Hail and farewell.
Ancient spirits of the north, We thank you for your presence and the bounty of your blessings. By the earth that connects us all, I bid you hail and farewell. Blessed be.
Farewell.
We thank the ancient spirits of the West, spirits of water, where the sun sets and our ancestors dwell, womb, water, oceans flowing, rains falling. Thank you for opening our hearts to the magic flowing within and all around us. Hail and farewell.
Farewell.
And ancient element of fire, guardians of the South, thank you for being with us today in the cauldron of community that we've crafted together. The fire of our spirit, of our joy, of our action, and of our energy. We thank you so much for inspiring us all. So hail and farewell.
Thank you. And so, our hands outward. And together we say, as we bring our hands into our hearts, our circle is open, but never broken. Merry meet and merry part and merry meet again. Love you all. Be well, be healthy, be happy. Do the thing that gives you joy, because when you do it, you make the world a better place. It's your offering and it makes the world a better place. And we'll see you all in 6 weeks, if not sooner. Enjoy the rest of the summer. Be well. Mwah. Thank you all, especially everybody. Chris, thank you for your magic, and everybody for your wise words calling the quarters, and for all the blessings everybody brought. Mwah.